And now, another exciting episode of As the River Churns.
We're good.
Live.
Yay.
We're live.
Back to Wednesday.
Yes.
We're happy it's Wednesday. What are we all pointing at?
We are.
We're pointing at that. Apparently,
Oh, that's for
not
later.
picking up. That's not
No.
picking up the deal.
No. Yep. So that's for later.
All right, so we're live music. We're live sound-wise, but we're not live.
Okay. Okay. Very good. Very good. We just lost all of our viewers, but it's okay. The show will still go on, and
Oh, okay, I see. So for just a little explanation, we have our own TV monitor here.
We do.
And we're used to seeing ourselves so that we know when we can start talking.
Right.
And so our associate executive producer and our executive producer were working on something that we didn't know about, so getting ready for something.
they were having some technical difficulties, but
Yeah.
they resolved it.
It
very
is
quickly.
important that we are monitored.
Yeah, we need to be
We
monitored.
need to be monitored.
We do
Yeah.
need to be monitored.
That's
That's
for
exactly
sure.
right. So, Lisa, I received another gift.
Yes, you did. I think you should show it.
Another pig. Look at this. This is kind of cute.
Now, this one is special.
Yeah, I don't know
Okay.
how well you can see that, but
I don't know if Brian can zoom in.
Putting on some weight, these pigs are.
yes,
Well, they are getting bigger, aren't they?
Well, everybody is, during
It's the
COVID.
pandemic.
it's a true COVID pig in this case.
It's like COVID
Okay,
pig.
now this pig has a mask,
Mask
And-
you can't. It's hard to see, but there's painted toenails on it.
painted toenails,
Yeah,
okay?
and then apparently there's earrings, which I didn't notice yesterday, but Michelle told me there was earrings in it.
Oh,
So
I
it's
didn't even know this.
Yeah, so it's a female pig.
Does it
Okay,
have
okay.
lipstick? Because it's hard to put lipstick on a pig.
I don't know. I didn't check on her mask.
I've heard that.
There's no lipstick, but there is mascara. So, I
Okay.
think that, this is a pig that
Part
does
way.
wear mascara.
Okay.
So.
I think we should have a game to figure out who it is. Don't you? Don't you
game?
want to know?
No, I'm actually very comfortable not knowing.
Okay. I really want to know. Tom doesn't. So if anybody knows who's doing this, let me know. I'm curious.
Okay, all right.
Though
Oh, so we have to pay to get somebody to
there
tell
is
who it
always a prize.
Yes.
Yes.
We have,
A pig picking.
I was going to say a pound of bacon going to the...
Is this like Crime Stoppers where you get money for like tips?
Yeah.
A tip of who it is.
Ooh. If you put a bounty out, you'd get some.
I know we have plenty of wine in our office. Plenty. So we could probably have that as a
The
prize.
person that may not be interested in wine. I have some beers.
Beers. And we know that is a word.
Beers.
Beers.
Yeah, I know.
Yes.
I've said it right this time.
Yes, it's correct.
I don't know if that's right or not.
It is correct
Yeah,
per Google.
You seem to say it. I always say beer. I never said beers.
I know, but it is beers.
Okay. We're going to go with that for
Yeah.
now. So, if that's okay, Ken. Are you
Oh,
okay
it's
with
fine.
that?
Yeah, I'm good
All
with
right,
it.
I want to
Okay.
make sure you're
Okay.
okay with that. So, all right. Do we have a trivia question?
do,
for the-
we do.
By the way, it's a beautiful day outside.
It is.
I'm not so sure anybody's really watching us today, because if they were smart, they'd be out there
Well,
enjoying
we
it
know
with
we
us.
have 3 viewers today.
Oh, we have 3?
We do.
Okay. Oh, yeah. The ones in the audience.
We
but they
have
have
3
to be here.
viewers. We can have up to 25. We have 3. So I think it's a good start, Tom.
It's a slow building.
It's a slow.
We had one last week.
We did.
Yep.
Did
We're
you
up to
notice
3.
they're all wearing blue shirts today?
And they're all men.
One of them said maybe not for long.
Is he talking about wearing a blue shirt?
I don't know what he's talking about. I decided I didn't want to go there.
I think he's talking about viewership.
Oh, I
but, I think he's going to hang in there, though.
All right. Well, let's get into the trivia. What do you say?
Okay, trivia question today. It's from Dick Witt. He gives me great trivia questions.
Yes.
So this is the last one I have from you, Mr. Witt, so send me more. Prize today is a bottle of wine and a carrier.
Oh, I thought Brian was a carrier.
That's
I didn't think we had carriers now that we're vaccinated.
that's true. But this is a handy, thank you, Michelle. This is a handy little thing that was donated to us from the 27th Annual High Point Oyster Roast.
Oh, yeah.
Okay? So that's a great prize. We're not going to tell you if it's red or white because it doesn't matter. It's wine. Everybody likes wine.
Yeah.
So
It may
that's
not
the
even be
prize.
wine, who knows? We're not promising anything at this point.
That's the prize
It
today.
could just be water and I'm supposed to change it. I have no idea. I better work at that.
You better work at that.
Oh, yeah, I'd like to see you change the water and the wine. That's something I'd really like to see, for
Yep,
sure.
that would be interesting.
I'd have new best friends.
All right.
Okay, so the question today, you're going to call Michelle, 336-389-4103.
What caller are we doing today?
She shook
Shaking
her
her
head.
head no.
She shook her head no.
So it's no callers today?
So I think it's caller number 1. Okay, here it is. Who was the only president who spoke English as a second language?
Oh.
Who was the only president who spoke English as a second language? The line is now open.
Well, I have some good lines for that, but I think I won't use it.
336-389-4103.
Oh, she's already going out the door.
Somebody's quick.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't think they even could have Googled that. That was too quick.
I don't think so either.
So.
Somebody must have known that, so.
Well, I know George W. Bush spoke Texan. That was his first
Texan,
language. Yep.
yes, yeah.
Oh.
Okay. Yeah, I was going to go to a lot of different places.
Yeah,
with that one. I just
he used to
decided-
say nuclear. I remember that. Nuclear. That's how we say it in Texas.
Well, sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
All right. Coronavirus statistic update.
Yes.
So again, we get all of our coronavirus statistics from the North Carolina Department of Health and Human Services, and the numbers continue to look better. Each week we pull them right now. So, I think we're really starting to look good as a state. So this week, there were, between last week and this week, 211,326 completed tests were done. And out of that, 9,708 positive cases. That's 4.6%. So
Yep.
underneath that magical 5% mark. So that is pretty exciting. Let's hope that continues. Let's see, 215 less people in the hospital than what there was last week. We're at 1,075 this week. So I talked about that. That's got to be about
yeah.
a third of what we were at,
Yeah.
at the height of, right at the beginning of the year. We were really kind of heavy with that. Unfortunately, we did have 196 additional deaths from last week to this week, for a total of 11,595 deaths in North Carolina. Just in case you wanted to know, there's been 868,056 positive cases since last year. And we have done, as a state, 10,607,439 tests since the beginning of last year. It's been a year now. It's been a whole year. Because we started planning right around this time last year. Maybe even a little earlier than this. So we've been a whole year going into this right now. And I would like to do the 14-day average again per 100,000, 10,000, per 10,000 residents in each county. And they all have come down again. It's actually, they've kind of almost stabilized around the same mark. So last week, Forsyth was 324. This week, Forsyth is 255. Last week, Guilford was 293. We're at 265 this week. Wake was 282 last week, 248 this week, and Mecklenburg County was 341 last week, 258 this week. So they're all in that 250 range this week. So that might be starting to see some stabilization there, probably. That's what I'm guessing. Let's see. When we look at congregate living settings, percentages just haven't changed. I mean, it's been pretty consistent. 5.8% of the positive cases come from nursing homes and retirement communities, and 43.8% of the deaths are coming from nursing home and retirement communities. That has stayed pretty consistent now for probably the last couple of months. Good news on the outbreaks in nursing homes and retirement communities. That number went down again this week. We dropped another 80 off of the list this week. So just about under 400 now that have outbreaks. So continue to do well there. And then I think most people have been hearing that the state has really ramped up the vaccinations. Last week, first couple of weeks, it was like 250,000 vaccinations given in those weeks. Last week was getting close to 500,000. This week, 721,000 vaccinations were given. So, so we're starting to see really that climb. I think I saw a statistic that said that North Carolina was at about 17% of its population now had gotten at least the first dose. So that's really good. So, I think the news just continues to be positive at this point. And I know we're going to talk a little about what the CDC came out with here in a few minutes too. Yeah. But Lisa, I think the news is really good from the COVID situation. So we're hoping, right? I mean, that's the reason we all took the vaccinations. We had our third clinic today. I think it was 175 that went through the clinic today. So still had some folks that got their first shots today. They were staff members.
Right.
Not a ton, but a few. And a lot of people that came back for their second shots today. So, as a matter of fact, right before we started the show, the CBS team was just leaving. So, and they kept telling us, I think this is a really cool thing. It says a lot about our community. The main guy for CBS, his name is Sean, who was running the clinic for us, mentioned to me, he said, when I put it out to the folks that have been coming here about the shots for the third clinic, he said, I had way more shot givers that wanted to come than what we actually needed at this point. I had to turn people away because I had some very upset and disappointed people because they all wanted to come to River Landing. So I think that just says a lot about our preparation and what we did, but it's also about our community and about how friendly we are. And I guess it didn't help. It didn't hurt that we were giving them free food and we were giving them
that's true.
Ice cream and coffees. I mean, we took really good care of the shot givers. I mean, let's face it. We wanted them to be happy.
Absolutely.
Happy shot giver is a good shot giver for us, right?
Yes, for
We all have a vested interest in that, I think. So that was really great. But we're done now with CBS at this point. And so, and we still will have, I think we've mentioned this on the previous show, but in case we didn't, we've got an arrangement with another pharmacy that they'll come out on a, as needed basis to be able to do new staff members, give shots to new staff members, give shots to new residents, for that matter, too, who might need the shot. So, and now with Johnson & Johnson being approved, that's just going to give another opportunity. And I don't know what's going to happen with the pharmacies and which shots they're going to be able to give. At some point, there'll probably be a choice that be able to go to your pharmacy and they're going to ask you, do you want the Johnson & Johnson, do you want the Moderna, or do you want the Pfizer? I mean, I could see that possibly happening at some point in the future. But so all really good stuff. But great clinic today, very smooth.
Yep.
Just had a few residents that came in that were getting second shots because they had to start at the last clinic. And
Right.
had a lot of staff members that were getting second shots today.
We did.
So it's really good. All right, Lisa, where are we going next?
Okay, well, I think we might as well talk about the CDC, the new kind of guidance they gave earlier this week.
Yep.
It's all very encouraging, to start to see changes like this. Fully vaccinated people is what they were addressing.
Yeah. Which is most of us.
Yep, exactly.
Certainly everybody in this room.
That's right. So they were sharing that fully vaccinated people could visit with other fully vaccinated people indoors in their home without wearing masks or staying 6 feet apart. So that's a big deal.
Yeah, it is.
So if you're in your house and you invite over, 5, 6 other vaccinated people, you shouldn't feel strange to take off your mask. It would be very, very okay and comfortable to do that.
Yeah.
To take your mask off to visit together. Because you all are in that same situation. You're all protected, all vaccinated. So, that was a big step for them to come out and say that.
Yeah, it's huge.
So, visiting with unvaccinated people from one other household indoors without wearing masks was also a guidance that they had shared.
Yeah.
So if you're vaccinated and you have one other outside household person, people come in at a time, they're still saying you could take off your mask at that point.
Yeah, and I think this is really good for our residents who have family members who haven't had a chance to get vaccinated yet. This is an opportunity. If they're on the low risk side, then there's guidance there now that says that you can go ahead and not have to socially distance, not have to wear masks.
Yeah, and they do say low risk. You're right.
They
that
do
is
say low
something
risk.
to point out, that's low risk. And also fully vaccinated people refrain from quarantine and testing if they do not have symptoms of
Right.
COVID-19. So, and I think we'd shared that before. They'd been saying no quarantines and things like that, but that was also reiterated again.
Yeah. Now, I have a question. Where do hugs fit into that? Can they hug their family member
Well,
who's been vaccinated?
If you watched Mandy Cohen yesterday, she can't wait to be able to get her parents to come in, she said in a
Yep.
couple weeks,
Yep.
because she wants to be able to hug them for the first
Yep,
time in a year.
exactly. So
we
that's
we should have a
good
hug
point.
fest in here sometime. Because several people have done rain checks, on hugs and
that's
got some
true.
making up to do.
So we need to go to each home and do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not so sure we're ready to go ahead and have a mass hug in the
Oh,
multi-purpose
okay.
area, but yes, I think that's great, though. I mean,
Yeah.
we're finally getting there at this
Right,
point,
right, absolutely.
So Lisa, what does all of this new CDC guidelines have? What do they do for us here at River Landing?
Well, it really applies to your residents, right?
Yeah.
So that's really what
When you say
CDC
residents,
was.
you're talking about home. their
Your home, so
Yeah.
your cottage, your villa,
Yeah.
your home, your
Your
apartment.
homestead.
So they still haven't really said how it would apply to like a retirement community because, we all think of this as our whole place is our home.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
They really haven't addressed it like that, though, of common areas and things like that.
Yeah, so we're not ready yet to be able to tell you that you don't have to wear your mask. You need to still be wearing your mask and social distance when you're in public areas. We're still got to follow the governor's executive orders at this point until we're told otherwise. We keep trying to fight that a little bit because I think we have a special situation here, but
Right.
we haven't gotten that yet. So we haven't gotten that guidance yet, so we're going to have to stay with the governor's rules, which is the right way to go at this point.
Yep.
So.
And I think you all know he spoke yesterday, and we were hoping for some changes.
Yeah, I had a feeling that it wasn't going to happen yesterday.
It's not time yet.
Yeah.
So we're just hanging in there. It's not time yet.
I think if the state can stay below 5% in the next couple of weeks, then I think we might start seeing a little bit more freeing up here. So,
Yeah.
I'm not the governor, obviously, so I don't know what's in his mind.
Right,
He got asked a question about that yesterday, right?
He did. He was
Yeah.
asked, when are you going to increase the restaurant capacity? When are you going to increase gathering numbers, things like that? And he is going to continue to monitor at this point.
Yeah.
So
Next question.
It was a very diplomatic answer.
He's not tipping his hand at all at this
He's not.
point,
And,
so.
and he was, the questioner, said other states are freeing up more than we are. So I'm sure there's pressure. I'm sure there's pressure being put on him, but at this point, still not ready to make any other big changes yet, so.
But the CDC changes are huge because
It
I think
is.
that's just the tip of the iceberg here.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
we're, they're starting to get us aligned up for some
Right.
better changes. coming,
Absolutely.
so.
And none of this applies to our healthcare area yet.
Doesn't.
Yeah, unfortunately,
Which is-
it's all different for the
Still
healthcare
independent at this point.
Because I know
so
there are
thank
some
you for
spouses
clarifying that.
who would love to go and hug their vaccinated spouse.
Yeah, so I actually think they can do that. The healthcare residents who are getting visitors, because they're getting indoor visitors now.
Right.
And quite honestly, we have to mask up, we gown up, we
Right,
glove
right.
up any visitors at this point. That's still the requirement through the North Carolina Department of Health and Human Services. But I know of that residents have been holding hands and, they've been hugging each other. And so let's face it, it's not the same when you're wearing a mask
isn't.
and gloves and a
It's hard
gown.
with that,
But
but-
at least it's something.
Right.
And so, that area is going to be the last one to change. And I don't know how else to say that. I mean, it's a hard situation, but
Yeah.
we're getting there. Yeah, we're getting there.
Absolutely. One more thing, the CDC still is making sure even fully vaccinated people know when you're out in public, you follow the 3 Ws.
Yeah.
That's still really important, and that's when you're, outside our walls here, you really want to make sure
Yeah.
you're still protecting yourself.
Yeah, we have a bubble here, but outside
Yeah.
our bubble,
Yep.
we really do need to kind of keep wearing the mask.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Okay, even though the governor didn't change anything, Tom,
Yes.
I think there's something that you should share.
Yeah, so we have made some headway with overnight guests. So we are going to, as of Monday, We're going to start allowing it, but before you start calling up your family members and everything at this point and telling them, we're going to put together some guidelines for that as to what we're going to be willing to do and,
What
how
it'll
much
look
the
like.
limitations are going to
Yep.
be. And we are really going to follow the limitations on this, y'all. So, if we can't follow limitations on this, we're going to have to pull back on it. But been working hard. We'll be the first community here in the PHI communities that will actually allow overnight guests. And so I'm excited about that. But we need till Monday to kind of pull all that together with all the restrictions and get that out to everybody. We got Cindy sitting in here now. She's going to start drafting something up for us as a policy. And then we are going to ask you to register your overnight guests through the Resident Services Department so that they can make sure that we've got everybody covered then. They can let the guardhouse know, they can let, we won't be providing services while you have guests here, meaning like you won't be getting housekeeping services if you have guests in there, those kinds of things. So, we need to pull all that together and kind of work through that. But we're not starting yet, so don't call Cindy yet. But we'll have something out to you by Friday for sure that you all can kind of use as your guideline for having, if you decide you want to have an overnight guest come in. And I know we've gotten enough residents that have said stuff to us there are quite a few that are very interested in having this. So,
absolutely.
So I'm very happy that we've been able to figure out a way to start working on that and accommodating that. So,
that's a big deal. We've had a lot
it's
of
good.
questions on
Very
that.
good.
Okay, let's see. One more COVID-related item.
Okay.
Vaccine card holders. We have gotten some River Landing vaccine card holders. Brian's going to zoom in here and take a look at that.
They're very pretty.
That's pretty good. Oh, yeah, that's great.
That's not very pretty.
That's great.
There's Ken.
That's even worse.
Hello, Ken.
Keep going. That's worse. Okay, there. Let's just stop right there. Right there. Perfect.
That's good enough. That's good enough. That's close enough.
Okay, so these are going to be available to you.
Show the other side.
Show the other side, okay?
It's a
Right
plastic.
here, so it's a sleeve.
It's a
You're going to put
sleeve.
your card in it.
And then we're talking about, now we're not talking about your deck of cards here.
No, this is for your vaccine card only.
Oh.
So
Okay.
one per person. Right, Cindy? Yep.
Unless you have multiple vaccine cards, then you have to let us know that.
Oh, you could probably fit two in there, so if a couple wanted to share, you sure could. But I thought these were pretty cool that we're able to offer these now to our employees and to our residents.
Hopefully they'll be
So-
harder for you to lose when they're in a something that has a little pocket to it.
Yeah.
And we didn't say this, but I think we talked about this, that might be a good place, on your refrigerator might be a good place to be able to put those cards. So that if you are looking for it, or someplace that I don't know about the rest of you at home, but when I go looking for a nice safe place to hide something, it's usually really too good because
really
I can never
good.
find it again. So refrigerator might be a good place to start if you are lacking places to be able to put that.
Yeah,
Just put it up
yeah.
with a magnet so that you always have it available in case you need it.
Right,
So.
right, absolutely. So I think we're going to have those available probably to pick up at the front desk area.
Oh.
We know not everybody may want one of these, but we're going to have them available for anybody that wants to pick one up, so.
Are we having that available like today? Okay, so when you're coming for dinner tonight, if you want
There
to
you
stop
go.
by the front desk, they'll be up at the front desk.
Perfect.
I wonder if they would fit on the backside of your name tag.
They went, the
They're too
cards are
big.
hair, they're hair too
Their
big.
hair bigger, yeah.
Yep,
Oh, shucks.
we did look at that.
Yeah.
This one is, it's quite a bit bigger, and when you look at your vaccine card, it is a bigger size.
Now, Ken, if you
So-
cut the card in half, it'll fit perfectly. in there.
Okay.
It's
Yes.
up to you.
Then it would look like I only had one vaccine.
I was going to say, we would not recommend you cutting or
No,
somehow
don't cut the card.
affecting your card.
Right.
Leave your card intact.
Right.
Oh. Okay, so other things besides the virus. Let's see. Clubhouse phone issues. We've apparently been having some phone issues up there.
Uh-oh.
So just to let you all know, we are working on it. What's happening is there's so many people calling at once that the answer machine isn't picking up because it can only take so many at a time. So if you've gotten past the 6th ring and the answer machine is not picking up, you need to go ahead and hang up. It's never going to pick up at that point. It will pick up by the 6th ring. So just try that out while we're getting the problems fixed. But just wanted to give you a heads up on that. That will give you a way to be able to get through. Scholarship committee vacancy. So we have that letter that went out last week. We've already had some great interest. But just know that we are taking anybody interested up through March 18th. So let me know, give me a call, email, however you'd like, and let me know that you have interest in being considered for the scholarship vacancy this year. Okay, we have one more item, which is a safety issue.
Yeah, we're still having issues with residents walking on the golf course during golf course hours.
Yes.
And I've seen them walking dogs. We saw somebody trying to walk 2 dogs on the golf course yesterday.
Yep.
There are plenty of places for you to walk, dogs or not, that are not on the golf course. Please do not go on the golf course. That is for your own safety. And it's not really fair to the golfers that are out there, because if they're sitting there worried about you and hitting you, that's just impeding their game, and that's very frustrating for them. So please do not walk on the golf course.
Right. We have plenty of other sidewalks and other areas that you can walk on, but not on the cart paths.
So please. And we've made this a repeated request, and so I'm actually going to ask. I've asked Scooter to start addressing people that are walking on the golf course. And if residents that are playing golf, if you see other residents that are on the golf course, if you don't feel brave enough to say something to them about it, which I'm not asking you to, let us know who they are so that we can go talk to them individually, because we need to stop this practice. This is not right. It's that's not what the golf course was meant for you to be able to walk or walk the dogs. So, and there's plenty of other places to walk here without
Absolutely.
that. So.
And it is really dangerous.
It is dangerous.
It is.
I mean, if you get hit by a golf ball in the wrong place, it's going to...
It hurts.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Sometimes it can more than hurt.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, okay.
Okay.
Hopefully we won't have to repeat that one again.
Right. Hope not.
Okay.
Okay, we have several questions
Yes,
today.
questions.
First one, can the Bank of Oak Ridge come back on site?
Yes.
Absolutely. So Cindy's working with them now to get a schedule back going again. They have been coming out for 1s and 2s and little appointments like that, but we are going to go ahead and try to get a schedule set back up again, so you know that the days that they're here. But they've been vaccinated, so that was a good thing.
They were some of the ones that we pushed through our clinic.
They were.
So
They were.
That worked
Yep.
really well. They were very
Absolutely.
appreciative of getting the vaccinations. And
For sure.
Again, that idea of allowing people that are associated with us and to come out on the campus a lot.
Right.
Trying to get as many of them vaccinated just helps us all. So.
It sure does. So we're working on that. Can Valencia, our alteration lady, come back again? So everybody loves Valencia.
Yeah, she's
She
great.
does a great job. So Cindy is also working with her to see when she feels comfortable coming back again as well. So just know that's in progress. Just not sure of a date that she's ready to come back out yet.
Right.
Next one, can my guests eat with me in the bistro or any other restaurant?
No.
Not at this point.
Not yet.
So right now, our restaurants are for our residents only.
Well, and the other thing to remember, we're still at 50% capacity.
We are.
So that's not fair to be able to knock residents out who want to eat in the restaurants because you have guests that are going in there. That's just not going to happen right now. We can redress that again when we get to 100% on the restaurants.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, now that the CDC has issued new guidelines for vaccinated people, can we stop wearing our masks?
Boy, wouldn't we like to, right? I know we're all tired of wearing masks.
We would love to, but no, not yet.
Not yet.
Do I still have to wear a mask while exercising in the wellness area?
Yeah, you still do. And this is one I can't wait to change. As being a pickleball player, I hate the idea. I hate wearing a mask.
Yeah.
It's really hard to play and wear a mask. It's hard to do anything in the wellness center and wear a mask.
Yep.
And so I'll be the first one to say it, but we're still following governor's orders there at this point. So the answer is yes. Please still wear them.
Yeah. Will you be broadcasting every program on 1390? So that is a good question. We only have capability to broadcast out of this room.
Yeah.
So you all know we have other locations here. We had, actually, beginning of this week, we had one of our residents, Bill Allen, did a program up in the Teesside room. So that was super well attended, but we can't broadcast from there, only down here. So last night, he actually did the program, and we did broadcast it. So anything that's done down here, we're really trying to broadcast it because we have such a great new system now.
Right.
Most things we can broadcast. Now, there may be some entertainers in the future that will say, we don't allow broadcasting. That can happen for taping purposes and things like that. We've occasionally had an entertainer do that.
Right.
But for the most part, our goal is to broadcast as much as we can from here.
And if you really want, we can start broadcasting the empty space here. If that'll make you feel better, that we can broadcast. Yeah, I see one thumbs up already from our studio audience that they would like to be just broadcasting, when we could just have everything set up here,
Just ready and waiting?
There was a movie with Jim Carrey about that kind of thing. Where they were following
was.
his life. I've forgotten the name of
Truman.
it. The Truman Show, right? The Truman Show, right?
That was a good movie.
Can we get one of those old diagrams? Remember that you used to sort of tune in your TV? Remember that old circular thing that had the patterns on it? We could just make a big one here and have a test pattern that showed.
Yeah,
that
nice. Works. We'll do that, Ken.
Sounds like a project for the chaplain. Okay, let's see. Last question. Will we always have to call the gatehouse to notify them of when we are having guests come into the community? That was a great question.
Yeah.
I think some people thought that maybe we were just doing that because of COVID times.
Yeah.
But because we do have that gatehouse now, that will always be a protocol that when you know you're having guests come in, you call up to let the gatehouse know. So when your guest comes in, they're already on the list, and they will be able to be let into the community.
Yeah.
And there will be a point, not now, that we'll be able to issue fast passes to your guests that come often. So if you have a guest that comes every week, we don't want you to have to call in every week and say so-and-so's coming. We would want to issue you a fast pass then. We're just not there yet, obviously, with the times of screening and temps and all that kind of stuff yet. We're not there yet, but we will get there.
Yeah.
We will get there at some point. And then
it was always the plan with the guardhouse
was.
that we were going to ask residents to make sure that they're calling in.
Yes.
So that we know who's coming onto the campus.
That's right.
I mean,
That's
it kind of defeats the purpose if you don't have that.
It does.
So
It does.
so yeah.
Thank you for that question. I think
Yeah,
several
that's a good
people have
question.
probably wondered about that. So good question.
Yep. Oh, Lisa, there was one other question you didn't
Was
put
there?
on here. Yeah,
Okay.
we've had this a lot today.
Okay.
People were asking us if we called each other to say, are you wearing purple today? So do you want to answer that question?
We did not call each other, but we really matched when we came in today, both wearing purple.
It was interesting, wasn't it?
It was.
It's like the three guys out here that are wearing blue. I mean, I don't.
And I bet they didn't call each other.
I bet they didn't call each other and ask if you were wearing blue shirts today.
Maybe they did.
They said, who said we didn't?
They just might have.
You know
So-
how guys are, always wanting to wear the same things.
Well, as long as they're not exchanging things to wear, that's okay, Ken. Well, speaking of Ken,
Yes.
Speaking of Ken,
It's your turn.
Ken, you're up.
we're gonna have a special guest next week.
Are we?
Yes,
Okay.
on St. Patrick's Day.
Yes.
My cousin,
Another cousin.
Angus McGregor Bob, who's from Scotland. Yep.
I don't think I've heard the name of Gregor Bob before. Is that a
Well,
unique
everybody, in my family has that name.
name? I
so,
see. Okay.
Yeah, some people just call him Angus McGregor, but
Your
our
Scottish
family,
cousin.
yes.
Okay,
So,
okay.
anyway, he'll be here. He's quite a golfer too.
Oh, really?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All
So
right.
he might show you some things. I don't know.
Actually, we have a pretty good lineup for next week, right?
We do, because we have another guest coming as well.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
great. That's great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, he's not from Scotland, is he?
No?
Okay.
No?
Because we wouldn't want two of those folks. They'll drink all your beer.
Okay,
Excuse me, all your beers.
Beers.
See?
Yeah, they'll drink all your beers.
But
Oh, I'm not sure my cousin, what he thinks about Irish people. There's a little bit of rivalry going
Is
on there.
there?
Yeah. I'm sure it'll be friendly, though.
Now, the good
okay.
news is I think the other guest is named Bob.
He's not Bob, is he?
No.
I don't think so.
Good.
Yeah, I'm not even
think
sure
so.
his name's Bob, but I thought I would throw that out to you anyway, just to kind of have fun with that one. So
So 2 guests next week.
2 guests. That's going to be
That's a
exciting.
special day.
It's going to be very
Okay.
exciting.
it'll be fun.
All right, so we have a few cartoons for you today. Asked me if I'd seen the dog bowl. I said I didn't know he could. Just imagine a rim shot there. Last night, I got thrown out of the casino. I totally misunderstood the craps table.
Gosh.
Poor dog.
Cindy loves that kind of humor.
I finally did it. Bought a new pair of shoes with memory foam insoles. No more forgetting why I walked into the kitchen.
There you go.
We have an interactive live audience.
We do.
I love it.
That brought his own gong. It's amazing.
So I'm surprised we haven't been gone for that matter.
I love it. I love it. This is good.
I think we will be from here on out.
Yeah, it's probably so.
Okay. I tried the Japanese method of decluttering where you hold every object that you own, and if it does not bring you joy, you throw it away. Have y'all done that before?
Oh, no.
So far, I've thrown out all my vegetables, my bra, the electric bill, the scale, a mirror, and my treadmill.
Oh, that's good. Well, at least your husband's not listed on there, right?
Right. Give it time.
Yeah.
Give it time. Don't argue with people on Facebook. Every classroom had a kid that ate paste. That's probably who you're arguing with. I remember Johnny who ate paste. Yeah, I think it probably went right to his head. Did you know chocolate comes from cocoa, which is a tree? That makes it a plant, so chocolate is a salad.
That's good.
Yes, we need to inform the kitchen.
Yes.
Make some new salads. I accidentally changed my GPS voice to male. Now it just says, it's around here somewhere, keep driving. I completely resemble that.
Yeah, me too.
So apparently RSVPing back to a wedding invite, maybe next time, isn't the correct response.
Oh, boy. Wow.
Okay. If attacked by a mob of clowns, go for the juggler.
That's cute.
That's good, isn't
I
it?
like that.
They're not going to make yardsticks any longer. That's so sad.
Oh,
You have to read that one a couple times real fast, right?
You do.
Like, oh, I got
think
it.
about that one.
I like this one. This is my stepladder. I never knew my real ladder.
That's bad.
It's bad. Went to the Air and Space Museum, but there was nothing there. But air and space, I guess. Oh, just thinking.
These are very clever.
Yeah, they are. Frog parking only. All others will be towed.
Oh, totally.
You knew that was good. You knew
Is that a
was...
play on words?
No, it's not.
Oh, okay.
It's not. A guy walks into a lumber yard and asks for some 2x4s. The clerk asks, how long do you need them? The guy answers, a long time. We're going to build a house.
These are good.
Yeah. Now, I got to get a mug like this. If a man says he will fix it, he will. There is no need to remind him every 6 months.
That's true in my house.
Oh, and I know we don't have anybody like this around here. I don't always walk the walk or even talk the talk, but if you ever need someone to drink the drink, I'm totally there for you. Oh, trying to make protein shakes, but they keep coming out as margaritas. It is so difficult to make a good protein shake.
Yes.
And then sometimes you're just in the right place at the right time, like the person who took this photograph right here. How cool is that?
It's pretty.
Yeah. The right place at the right time.
Mm-hmm. Beautiful.
It is. It is. God made a beautiful world.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
And we're going to like being part of it more, I think, this coming year than we...
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You know, I was thinking about that. Last spring, we were all working towards being locked in, right? Mm-hmm. Now, if we finally hit this spring, and we're working towards being locked out, right? We want to be locked out now, not locked in. So.
Right.
Yep,
Yeah.
yep.
Good stuff.
Very good.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, Lisa, look at
That's
the
a
birthday
that
list.
is a
lot of
birthday
birthdays.
Smokes.
But most of the names I can pronounce. So we're good this time.
All right, good.
Okay, so
What was happening 9 months before this time of the year? Let me think.
I don't know,
There was some
a lot of
activity. I
birthdays.
don't know.
I don't know, but we certainly have a few people that are pregnant around here. That's
We
for
do.
sure.
Yes.
We do. Must be a
Yes.
good time.
Okay, so Monday, birthday, Ernie Miller, Rosemary Cole, and Patricia Sajevec, Jim Burke, and Darla Couch.
Wow.
A lot on
That was a
Monday.
popular day.
Tuesday, Fred Hines and Billy Finn.
Awesome.
Very good.
Today, Dick Hoban and Kay Heflin.
Okay.
Thursday, we have Dolores Kite and Jerry Taylor.
All right.
Friday, Chuck Murphy, Tommy Smith. Tommy Smith.
Tommy Smith. Yeah, that's the Tommy Smith resident, not Tommy Smith staff member. The real, yeah, the
That's
real Tommy
that's the
Smith.
real Tom Smith.
I think he pronounces himself that way too, the real Tommy Smith. So I told him he can
I
start
love it.
taking over all the complaints I get too. So if he wants to, because he's a real one.
And Dorothy Hoban. Saturday, Corinne Kemp, Bill Burley, and Shirley Meyerhoff. And on Sunday, we have Donis Korn and Milton Feather.
Wow, that's a big list. Happy birthday, y'all.
Yep. Staff birthdays, Monday, we had Michael Valinsky, Golf and Grounds, and Rihanna Smith, nursing. Tuesday, we didn't have any. Today, we have Jennifer Hutchins in nursing. Thursday, we have Jenna Burns in dining and Abby Rebko in dining. Friday, we have Stephanie Brown in nursing. Saturday, we have Joshua James in public safety. And Sunday, we have John Kearney in dining.
So happy birthday
Great
to all.
birthdays.
that's awesome.
Yeah, great birthdays.
You did, Lisa, you did a tremendous job pronouncing names
Thank
today.
you. There was not any stumpers today. It
Okay.
was all easy
I like the way you
names.
say Tommy Smith. That's really
Tommy
good.
Smith.
Yeah,
Tommy
yeah.
Smith.
Okay, trivia question. This is very disappointing, folks. We don't have a winner.
What?
So
That has
I'm-
never happened, has it?
I don't
okay.
think it has.
Wow.
Yeah, we had it happen once, I
Did
think,
we?
before. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to
Remember, that
ask.
was the one where the question was a little bit, wasn't phrased exactly the way that people needed to be phrased to answer the question.
Well, maybe
correctly.
that. So I want to ask our live audience here.
Okay.
They should get a crack at this, don't
Oh.
you think?
Yeah.
Because nobody else has answered. Okay, so the question again was, who was the only president who spoke English as a second language?
Joe Biden.
Okay, I'm not going to repeat that answer.
I just did.
I'm not
just repeated
repeating
what
it.
they
I've already guessed George W. Bush, who speaks Texan. Yeah.
Okay. Somebody threw
Okay.
out Joe Biden. That's not the answer. So, any guesses? Wow, this was a stumper. So this means, Dick Witt, this prize is for you. So, okay, the answer is,
So you know the problem is, nobody's watching this show.
you were right. Nobody's
There's only
watching
three
today.
that are captured audience here that are watching this show, and Dick Witt, because he's going to win the line.
So you just proved the point.
I think I
Nobody's
did.
watching. Okay. So the answer is Martin Van Buren. He was born in New York but came from Dutch origins. His parents lived in the isolated village of Kinderhook in New York where only Dutch was spoken. So English was his second language. He was also the first president to be born after the independence, which made him the first American-born president as well.
That's nice.
We all learned something today.
Yes.
So, she only got one call.
That's what I'm saying. There's only one person watching this.
Wow, well,
Brian, did you advertise it that it was today, or was it tomorrow that you were advertising it for?
okay. Well, we had one watcher. I did have one person text me while we're in the show, so I can address this question.
Oh, okay.
This person asked, should vaccine cards be laminated? And we were told not to laminate the cards. So that is why we went with this little vaccination holder. So So that was why we went with this choice.
Yeah, this is the next best thing to laminating.
Yeah, yeah.
And I think because it's got the river landing on the front of it and it's a pouch, it'll be easier to find than maybe
Right,
if you
right.
just laminated and put it somewhere, so.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's hope.
And it could be that we have to get boosters at some point, and maybe they add to that card, or they give you another one, and then you can slip it right in your vaccination holder.
There you go.
So
There
we're
you
not
go.
sure how that will work, if it works that way, so.
Okay, I decided on this one for Ken's benefit today.
Oh, okay.
Oh, boy.
This is apparently a pastor joke, so.
Oh, well, I could see why you
Yeah, so.
Of Ken.
This is for you,
Yes.
Ken. So this is called A Man Buys a Horse from an Old Pastor, okay?
Oh,
So the pastor explains to the man that in order to make the horse go, he must say, "Thank God." And to make him stop, he must say, "Amen." The man nods in understanding. He gets on the horse, readies himself, takes a deep breath, and says, "Thank God." Immediately, the horse takes off like a jet. The man initially just holds on desperately as he tries not to get bucked off the horse by the incredibly fast and agile horse that he was. But eventually, he's having the time of his life, at least until the horse starts heading towards a cliff. Stop, the man says to no avail. The horse continues galloping towards the cliff. Stop, stop. Nothing. The man is ready to accept his fate. Then suddenly he remembers. "Amen," he shouts. The horse screeches to a halt right at the edge of the cliff. Oh, my goodness. The man breathes a great sigh of relief and says, "Oh, thank God."
Oh, boy.
That was good. I like that one.
Yep.
That was cute. Okay, so for the one person that was watching this today, we hope you all enjoyed. You enjoyed yourself, and I don't blame them. If I had a choice to be outside on a 70-degree day, 70-degree, that's easy for me to say, 70-degree day, or watch us, I would be probably
We'd be outside,
out on a
too.
70-degree day too. So,
absolutely.
but for those of you that missed us and going to catch us on YouTube later, thank you. But I don't know, we get like 1 or 2 views on that, don't we?
We get several views on YouTube, so.
But we hope you all enjoy the weather. I think next week's not going to be quite as warm, so we got a little bit of taste of spring this week. So I hope you all enjoy it. But I was excited. I just want to say one last thing. I got a chance to walk by the bistro yesterday and today at lunchtime, and it was so neat to be able to see residents sitting around tables, laughing and enjoying, and sharing bread together, and I was like, finally, it feels like we're starting to get back to some normalcy around here. So hopefully you all are feeling the same way. And, we're going to be able to start I think we're really going to be able to start kind of feeling that now. So,
Yeah, for
but
sure.
we love you all. We appreciate you all. Hang in there with us. We're almost through this thing, I hope. And keep praying. Keep praying for our community. Keep praying for our state. Keep praying for our country and this world. We are in probably better shape than a lot of places are, especially with the vaccines at this point. So,
True.
all right, enough said. We love you. Have a great afternoon.